s-a întreținut la bordul Air Force One cu guvernatorul de Alaska și 2 congresmeni în așteptarea lui Vladimir Putin.
Suntem și noi simultan pe TVR1, TVR Info, TVR Internațional și TVR Moldova.
Da, știți, am vrut să spun un lucru important. Dacă în delegația Statelor Unite există șeful CIA, directorul CIA...
În ultimele informații nu-l mai dau pe șeful.
Ok, deci nu-l mai dau. Dar era foarte straniu să nu fie nimeni din partea serviciilor de informații ruse.
Nu era anunțat, Claudiu.
Da, dar nu cred că e posibil din punct de vedere diplomatic. N-avea cum așa ceva, dar eram foarte mirat când am auzit
a apărut secretarul apărării. Da.
Cred că discuția a apărut mai degrabă din neîncrederea care există la nivelul establishmentului american, chiar republican și chiar la Casa Albă, față de secretarul apărării, care ar fi trebuit în mod absolut logic să fie în această delegație. După scandalurile pe care le-am și menționat,
există, ca regulă diplomatică, atunci când se formează delegația, stabilește la paritate sau la egalitate, să spunem, ordine de precădere. După președinte, ar trebui să fie, de exemplu, dacă este ministrul apărării din Statele Unite, automat trebuie să fie și din partea cealaltă a Federației Ruse. Ar fi fost ceva neobișnuit să fie ministrul apărării din Rusia, care este, apropo, este Belousov, care nu este militar. Nu e militar. El este economist. A condus Ministerul Economiei înainte de a fi numit în locul lui Sergei Șoigu ministrul apărării. Apoi mai există cineva important. Ministrul de Finanțe din Rusia, Siluanov, care este corespondentul lui Bessent în Statele Unite. Deci se respectă, iată, dacă ne uităm cu atenție, se respectă această paritate sau această corespondență. Diferă puțin mai jos, un pic mai jos. Emisarul special era Witkoff, dincolo este Dimitriev. Mai există consilierul special al lui Putin, vorbim de cel mai în vârstă, Ușakov. Ușakov nu este doar un consilier, el este asigurat și partea de servicii secrete.
Exact. Și atunci cumva...
asta este ceea ce încercam să înțeleg.
S-a mai schimbat pe aici pe acolo lista, astfel încât...
Cunoscând zona americană, inclusiv pe această linie a serviciilor secrete și a ce se întâmplă acolo. Asta foarte mult timp în Statele Unite și acolo.
Rămânem în așteptare cu cei 2 președinți care vor ieși.
Vladimir Putin nu a mai fost în Statele Unite din 2015, când a fost prezent la adunarea generală a ONU. Era președinte atunci Barack Obama.
Dar prima lui întâlnire cu un președinte american a fost cu Bill Clinton. Dacă vă puteți gândi că Bill Clinton a fost acum 20 de ani președinte în Statele Unite, mai mult de 20 de ani.
Da. Iar Donald Trump a mai fost în Rusia de când? Pentru că el a zis că se duce în Rusia, de 2 ori a repetat asta. Când a anunțat această întâlnire, a spus că îl voi întâlni pe Putin în Rusia. A fost,
cred că, de mai multe ori în Rusia în trecut.
Nu, glumeam. Bun, haideți să vedem.
A apărut Donald Trump.
Să vedem și ambianța, să ascultăm puțin ce se întâmplă acolo. Donald Trump coboară acum scările din Air Force One. L-ați văzut când a ieșit făcând un gest cu pumnul în aer. E gestul lui pentru fani și pentru susținători. La toate reuniunile MAGA îl face.
Era normal să fie primul care coboară, pentru că e gazda.
E teritoriul
și american. Atunci va trebui să-l...
A apărut și Vladimir Putin.
Iată.
Da.
Imediat după ce Donald Trump chiar a pus piciorul...
He said, I hope so. I think it's interesting the way his language about this meeting has changed over the past week. It was described earlier on in the week as a listening exercise, something that was just the first step, and that there would be other more important meetings that followed. Then we woke up today to a Truth Social post in bold capital letters that this was a high stakes meeting, and now talk about potentially getting a deal over the line today. So
yeah, so there he is. President of the United States of America emerges from Air Force one big moment for Trump. But this, of course, is a president who relishes big moments. Indeed, in many ways, his presidency is about creating big moments just like this. And I assume the plan is for him to get to the bottom of those steps and then go off to welcome President Putin to this Air Force base. And there is the picture. Two presidents about to, I won't say decide the future of Ukraine, but certainly talk about the future of Ukraine and have huge influence on what that future is for Ukraine. And although many in Ukraine will welcome the fact that this is happening, that things are moving perhaps towards a ceasefire, there will equally be many in Ukraine who are very worried about what is about to happen. So each of them walk down their respective red carpets and will soon be together. And for Vladimir Putin, he couldn't get here quickly enough, Martha. This is an opportunity for him. Donald Trump has given him that opportunity. He has been a pariah, certainly in the West, and Donald Trump has given him the opportunity to come here and take his place back at the top table of global diplomacy. And that, I guess, is already a victory for Putin, who is just walking behind that jet and is emerging now.
And a little clap from President Trump to announce the arrival of Vladimir Putin.
And there it is, all looked good-natured. They look pretty pleased to see each other. And that man on the left is out of the diplomatic deep freeze, certainly as far as the West is concerned. And it'll be interesting to see if they are going to speak beforehand. James Matthews is with the American delegation. James, tell us the plan. What is the plan? Are they going to speak before they get down to talks?
It would surprise me if they spoke publicly here, Mark. I'm in an event centre where there are two podiums set up with the tagline "Pursuing Peace" written behind. I think that's when we'll hear from both these individuals. I'm very happy. President Trump clapping the arrival of Vladimir Putin and big smiles. You know, this is the superpower moment, the smile and the shake of men who hold peace in their hands. A defining moment for both men.
So the assembled press there, shouting their questions. How can the US trust your word, was shouted at Putin. And if he did answer, I didn't see him answer. And so off they go to these talks, which the Russians have said could go on for 6 or 7 hours. And I would think that is something that the Americans are not prepared for.
Yeah, the White House indicated earlier this week that they expected the talks to last for 3 hours, and I think that's more of the time frame that Donald Trump would be expecting. You know, he does not want to be locked in a room with Vladimir Putin for 6 hours. We can actually hear just above where we are now fighter jets.
There we are, yes.
We can see in the distance.
Fly past. It's just roared over our head. A number of, well, there it is in the sky as a display of American military might right over Vladimir Putin's head.
Yeah, flying in diamond formation. They left from that joint base Elmendorf-Richardson, and not an unfamiliar sight in this part of Alaska. There's lots of air training exercises around here, but yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few demonstrations of American strength for Vladimir Putin today. Interestingly, on the flip side, I've been told that the Russian journalists who were flying over on the jet chartered by the Kremlin, they were eating chicken Kiev on their way over here, perhaps a dig to Ukraine there.
And the two presidents, extraordinary shot actually, two presidents together. Off they go for the talks, and they were chatting. I mean, Donald Trump seemed to be doing most of the chatting in the back of that car, but off they go to do a lot more talking. And it really is quite some moment, isn't it? I mean, although the narrative is that Putin asked for the meeting, it was Trump who, and there's the handshake again, it was Trump who allowed it to happen, and allowed it to happen without seeking anything in return, certainly not a ceasefire.
Mm-hmm. You know, Vladimir Putin on US soil, and many people viewed that as a concession of sorts by Vladimir Putin, that he would come to America. But I actually think it's almost the opposite in many ways, because this is exactly what Putin wants. As we've been saying, you know, he was an international pariah. He invaded a sovereign nation. He is wanted for alleged war crimes by the International Criminal Court. And here he is, walking step in step with the most powerful man in the world, the US president. And what a picture that is. You know, you can really get a sense of the size of the two men there. Donald Trump is...
I think they were there acknowledging the flypast that
right.
just happened. But yeah, sorry, go on.
No, Donald Trump, sort of an imposing figure, and he will be wanting to take control of this situation right from the off.
Mr. Putin, did you underestimate Ukraine?
So the shouted questions, both presidents deciding clearly not to answer. And James Matthews is, I was talking to James just before the handshake there, and I mean, Russian TV, James, have been shouting this very point about Trump sort of allowing Putin back. They've said Trump has brought the Russian leader out of the diplomatic deep freeze and given him the chance to cajole the American leader face to face. And so there's no question that Putin and the Russian media are very pleased by what Donald Trump has allowed Putin to do here.
Yes, Mark. I mean, who can deny this is, so far, and we're a couple of minutes in, but who can deny that this is very much a victory for Vladimir Putin? We've seen nothing less in extraordinary scenes of a man, an aggressor, an international pariah, who's wanted as a war criminal in countless other countries, indicted by the International Criminal Court.